Yes. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the DIM Book Award here at the Ostend DIM Interim, where we have almost spent 3 years. And at the end of January, we will move back to the Schaumainkai into our old museum being renovated. So next year at the book fair, it will probably be either in the museum or in the library again. But the library might get a bit too crowded. We've had such a nice open space here with lots of space for everyone that I am not so sure if we will go back to the library. You might be too many of you. So I hope you had a good book fair day one today. I did meet some friends of ours and friends of yours, publishers, in the afternoon at the book fair, who told me they take the 6 p.m. train back to Berlin. And they took the 5 a.m. train from Berlin today here, so they don't even have a stall, and they didn't even spend a night at the hotel, which is not the idea for a book fair, I guess. So I told them, don't do that again. Next time you're back here again, spend at least one night in Frankfurt and be here. Well, you probably saw Hall 1.2 this morning. It was quite shocking going through an empty hall for your garderobe and security and entry. That was a bit shocking. An empty hall just for that, to show that there's less publishers at the book fair. Very strange. Well, let's start. We had 170 books handed in. They're all back there for you to see. 82 of them in German, 135 European publishers, 20 non-European, 74 publishing houses. The jury this year was Giulio Castagnini, Dres und Sommer, architect, Lisa Schoens from Park Books. Where is she? Lisa. Yes. We will need you here later. Victor Balco, design. Where is he? He's already here. So Lisa, please come up here. Sit up here so you can join us easily. Danny Lettgemann, architect and member of our Friends. He's not here today. And Dorothee Ader from Klingsborg Museum. Dorothee? Come here, come here. Don't hang around back there. And the internal juror was Katja Leiskau. Katja? First row, please. That way we can catch you all. We want the jury voices because I was not in the jury, so I'm presenting stuff that I don't really know. But anyway, we've been doing this quite some time. Is Albert Ferré here? Albert? Oh, he's coming. Yeah, he's from Montreal. Take some time at the CCA. Well, Albert will come later, he said. He's at the fair. And the story and the legend is we invented this when Albert was at ACTA, Barcelona, and we did the book fair for Catalonia, and he said, well, I want all my friends to come. So why don't we do something at the book fair? That's what we did. And the next year they said, why don't you bring some books? And so it all started. The friends at the evening brought some books, and then we said, well, if there's some books here, we might as well make a little award out of it. And that's how it all started in 2007. So we start with the very first winning book. Researching Otherwise, Pluriversal Methodologies for Landscape and Urban Studies from GTA, Verlag, Switzerland. And I need Lisa to read, please, the jury reasoning. Please come here. Here's a microphone.
I only have my cell phone. Sorry. I hope
That's very good. I usually do that too. Yeah, go ahead. I will flash the image of the book.
Multidisciplinarity is the order of the day in architectural discourse, and Researching Otherwise by ETH researcher Nitin Butler casts a wide net on the topic. Structured into 3 chapters that cover transdisciplinary, sensory, and restitutive methods, it presents pluriversal research methodologies that range from artistic and sensory approaches to post-colonial cartography and strolology, aiming to create a new methodical repertoire for the creation of spaces of knowledge in landscape and urban research. The two-color printing has been utilized to perfection here, not only as a tool to provide visual orientation among the different text elements, but also to integrate the heterogeneous or pluriversal image material into a stringently choreographed layout by Zurich-based designers offshore. The result is a surprisingly light and almost light-hearted book that, while constituting a collection of research papers, is tied together in a visually and conceptually cohesive way by the painted edges and the reduced color scheme.
Great. Thank you. And we want, please stay here. We want the author to come, Nitin Butler. Congratulations. Wonderful, thank you. And you get a microphone, please. So what is all this multidisciplinarity all about in the architecture discourse? Why did you want to go onto the pluriversal?
Right. Well, I would say it's transdisciplinarity, but I mean, by researching otherwise, it's not just for academic researchers, but thinking of architecture and landscape architecture and urban design as a sort of embodiment of research. How can us as practitioners step into research, and how perhaps the sensory and the critical sociological perspective don't sort of exclude each other, but can perhaps go hand in hand, and how can we restitute those things into everyday life? Like, how can we work with people that we research with? So that's kind of the transdisciplinarity part of the book. Yeah.
And GTA went along with it immediately. Where are they? How about GTA coming up here, please?
Right. That'd be nice.
We want the responsible publishers.
I must add that it's quite a collective effort, not just from the authors that have been brought together in the book, but actually from the Verlag, which was very supportive throughout the process, and I think it would have been impossible without them.
So, congratulations.
Thank you. Yes. To answer the question, yes, we went along with it. I mean, there's a more experienced scholar stepping up, saying, "I want to cover what's going on around me in terms of young and fresh approaches to a discipline. So what's not to like about that? It includes some kind of an extra effort, maybe, because it means working with less experienced writers also. But I think it was worth the effort, and it's even greater that it's being acknowledged on your end. So thank you for that.
Great. Thank you very much. Photo, please. Group photo here. Yes, Lisa. We have a super photographer here, Arietta Atali. Thank you. Take care. Number 2. What if Unbuilt Architecture in Switzerland, Christoph Merian Verlag, and the jury reasoning by Dorothee Ader, please.
What if Unbuilt Architecture in Switzerland? The folder, made of plain grey cardboard, lies compact and surprisingly heavy in our hands. Yeah, it is. It's really heavy. The edges reveal a collection of papers in different colors and formats. Bright pink and neon yellow are visible and augur a fascinating interior that keeps the classic folder with Japanese ring clasped together. The publication accompanying the exhibition Was wäre wenn? What if? By SAM, Schweizerisches Architekturmuseum, lives up to the first impression. When the thread is unwound and the covers open, the folder turns out to be an inspiring publication of specialist articles and archive material on unbuilt architecture in Switzerland. Under the 4 categories lost, rejected, stalled, and altered, over 20 unrealized architecture projects from the past 100 years are presented that have had a lasting impact on regional architecture debates. The publication poses the key question: who or what decides what is built and what is not, and examines the relationship between what is conceived and what is constructed. Alongside the unrealized designs and collection of materials, namely newspaper articles, designs, and photos, bring the social debates and thus decision-making patterns on the respective building project to life in a very exciting manner. Printed on neon yellow paper in a smaller format, the specialist articles stand out from the collection of archive material. Even shorter paper in bright pink is used for the individual projects and ensures excellent clarity. The thin 80-gram paper, the selected colors, and the understated fonts, Times and Neue Haas sans serif, are reminiscent of private collections of material and invite you to browse and let the material inspire you. Even the unusual format of the publication in post-quarto format, 22 times 28 centimeters, makes a playful reference to time prior to the introduction of the DIN A4 format in Switzerland. This light-hearted yet down-to-earth design by Claudia Basel encourages you to explore the undiscovered, forgotten, and unrealized projects in greater depth. In a manner that is both extremely exciting and entertaining, the publication questions the common notion of architecture and pays homage to passionate idealism in building, which is conveyed by browsing through this inspiring publication.
Thank you. So, from the Christoph Merian Verlag, we would like Oliver Bolanz, Verlagsleiter, Iris Becher, Herstellung, and Beat von Wartburg, Director of Christoph Merian Stiftung, to come forward. And congratulations to our colleagues in the Swiss Architecture Museum, Andreas Ruby, for this wonderful project. Congratulations. Let's see if the right stuff is inside. Yeah. Well, who knows? So, tell us about this wonderful project. Is there so much wonderful unbuilt architecture, more than built architecture in Switzerland?
Yeah, that's like everywhere, I guess. I guess 1 of 10 projects is really built, and it's interesting to see how the unbuilt architecture characterized also the built architecture. And especially in Switzerland, we have this direct democracy. So even the population, if they're a group of people, do a referendum against a new whatever, Oceanium, for example, in a new building from the zoo in Basel, then there was a referendum, and then it's even
they kill it.
None of the projects were realized. So, but it's interesting to see the different ideas.
So nowadays, with Not in My Backyard, it's really powerful. You can kill all your neighboring projects.
Yeah, maybe.
Interesting. And I see that the Christoph Merian Stiftung, isn't that Christoph Merian Verlag, the one publishing house that does all the books for the Swiss Architecture Museum? Did I get that right?
Not all the books. Sometimes they work together with other publishing houses, but we have a long and strong cooperation with the Swiss Architecture Museum. And I met some colleagues here from Bangladesh, and we talked when we have this.
Yes, I remember the wonderful book.
Yeah, the Bengal Stream. And today I met one of the architects who are in this book. So it's very interesting to see. And that was about 2018 or so. So it's a long relationship.
Yes, we had it in Frankfurt as well.
Ah, very
Bengal
nice.
Stream. And
The exhibition.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
And the trick is, which these guys won't tell you, they are very special friends of the Architecture Museum in the way that they produce the books and they pay for it. We don't have such a friend yet.
But that's not the publishing house. That's more the foundation.
Well, I don't want to get it wrong, but it's a very interesting relationship, and congratulations for that. If anybody feels entitled to be a very good friend of the Architecture Museum in Frankfurt, we're open for suggestions. But
that's maybe the Swiss way. How it works.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well done. So the way this book was done, we've seen it quite diverse. How does it invite the readers to reflect the relationship and the design? How was the design supposed to help you go along? It's kind of exciting, the design.
Yeah, that's very exciting. The Jiri Oplatek from Claudia Basel is very experimental graphic designer, I guess. But I think the book design really helps to understand these different sources, why a project is not realized, and the readers can do their own investigation report if they see the sources about the newspaper articles or the files or the urban legends, and they do their own investigation, maybe why it is not built.
So you see the jury got it right, huh?
Good, yeah. And yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, and I think it's like an archive box, the whole book, and it was very difficult to find. DZA did the printing. Everyone knows DZA.
Yes, they were today at our stand, and they said they know all the books here. We printed all of them.
And last year at the book fair, we already had a dummy or something, and then Birgit Landgraf showed us to close it. The designer want to have a special things to close. But it's not so easy to find a printer who said, okay, we will find a solution. So
we should have DZA here. Is DZA here? Who knows?
Not now, but
Not
we had
now.
a meeting this morning with her.
Good. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you very
Congratulations.
much. Thank you very much.
Now, Rom, Häuser der Stadt, Rome, the buildings of the city 1920 to 1980, Verlag der Buchhandlungen Walter und Franz König. Giulio Castagnini from Dresden Sommer, who was in the jury, will read the jury presentation in, I think it's German-Italian. Please, the film.
Stadt. Man hat die Freude gespürt bei der deutschen Übertragung von dem Professor Valerio Balmieri, die Invenzione della Palazzina, die Erfindung der Palazzina, geschriebenen Band. Schöne rosa Reihe, kompakt, kleiner Band, dokumentiert mit guten, dezenten Layout und Stil. Sehr, sehr, sehr schön. 120 Palazzine über eine Zeitspanne von 1920 bis 1974. Nach Baujahr geordnet, eigenes erstellten Grundrissen, aktuellen Fotografien, die sehr überzeugen und vor allem einen großen Kapitel der Stadtentwicklung Roms manifestieren. Etwas, was man nicht öfters sieht oder eigentlich als Liebhaber so eine Stadt entdecken sollte. Manches Gebäude ist mir aus meiner Zeit in Rom vertraut. Andere will ich bei meinem nächsten Aufenthalt, das heißt, glaube ich, in einem Monat, wieder neu entdecken. Grazie Roma, che ci fa piangere abbracciarti ancora. Grazie Roma, che ci fa ridere e sentire ancora una persona nuova. Antonello Venditti. A presto, bravi.
That's Giulio, if you haven't met him, a very special person. And 120 palazzinas in Rome, he says, and of most he knew, some he doesn't, and he will see them in a month, which is about now. And it's a nice and delightful little book. We have here Stefan Imhoff, publisher from König, and Efi Lemberger, the photographer. Please come here. Oh, so you're all alone. Very good. Congratulations. I give you a microphone. So, a delightful little book gets a good prize, a big prize. And how did this come about? How did somebody come up to you and say, how about, hey, let's take the Palazinas in Rome and make photos and you publish it? How does that work?
It all started with when I worked at the TU Munich, and we had a research on Palazzine Romane from an Italian student, and this is what we love. We love to get like the content of different cultures, of different cities, of different typologies to research about, and then like the idea was growing stronger and stronger to make a publication out of it. When we went to Rome and we went to the houses and visited them by ourselves, and got the
I can understand, yes.
gelato and the coffee. It's like that, you know.
And then you send a photographer.
Yes, we sent the photographer Efi Lemberger.
Who's not yet here, yes.
Who's not yet here. But anyways, we sent Efi Lemberger to do the photographs, and we had the students who helped us to draw the floor plans and the new drawings of the buildings. So we put it together and made a small book which you can put in your pocket and take to Rome.
Oh, it does have the address in it?
It has a plan with all the buildings on the last pages. So it's really recommended.
A little guided guidebook.
For the next trip. Yes.
And how much does it cost?
I think it's available for 12, 13 euros, so it's really affordable.
Great. Fantastic. Well, go buy it at the book fair. Thank you. Another small book, number 4. Wild Side von Point Nemo Publishing in Luxembourg. And Lisa, please come up again. Read us your jury verdict on this nice little book.
So, a book on wild sites, gaps in the urban fabric, brownfields, intermediate and residual spaces. Edited by architecture collective Das Bau, made up of Eva Herunter, Katharina Homer, and Julia Obleitner. Its focus, however, is not on the potential of these undeveloped sites for urban development or their value for the construction industry. This is a book about the inherent value of brownfields as complex ecosystems, a place that doesn't need to become because it already is. The editors have put together a passionate plea for the gaps in the urban landscape, told from the perspective of researchers in the fields of geology, biology, climatology, ecology, landscape architecture, urbanism, and architecture. An all-around exciting and encouraging perspective. Thanks to the sensitive and thoughtful design by Jan van der Klein, the book is a wild site in and of itself. The stone-colored expanse of its cover is strewn with embossed word rubble, over which the green title extends in the bold way weeds grow from the sealed surfaces of urban wastelands. Grey and green also converge on the inside. The photo series by Sarah Pfeiffer provides an atmospheric counterpoint to the pragmatic typography of these substantial expert interviews. The green thread binding that emerges from the gutter every few pages reminds us of plants growing from the cracks, of nature finding a way. Wildside is a book with substance in a playful and small format, like an urban oasis that you can carry around in your pocket.
Wonderful. Thank you. And so the director, Anna Valentini, please come up to me. And Jan van der Klein, the designer. Congratulations. Congratulations. So, can you please describe who you made this book for? Who is your audience, your target audience?
I answer that one.
Come up here, please. Yeah.
Our target audience, our publishing house was founded in 2020, so we are pretty fresh and new. And I'm an architect by profession, as well as Eva and Kati and Julie, who are actually university friends of mine. And this we decided to do as a book together, as a first project after our studies, actually. And so I would dare to say that our audience are, of course, architects. But above that, I think that the publication is written in a way, in a language that's very accessible to a very broad audience. So I think that everybody who might want to get engaged with the topic can find answers in these publications, or I would rather say an idea of approach in order to dig further into the topics that I mentioned. It's really. It really wants people to go on exploring these sites. That's what the authors wanted to do.
How many books have you published so far in Point Nemo Publishing?
Point Nemo Publishing, yeah. We did 8 books so far.
And this was one of the first?
This is number 7.
Oh, great.
We have another one there on the table that was not awarded. But that's not
well, the jury...
That was number 8.
Great. Congratulations
Thank
to
you
that.
so much.
And so you're now a publisher.
I'm a
mostly,
publisher,
or still architect?
Mostly a publisher, but I am still partner in our architecture company. But it's
well, we wish you all the luck in starting your publishing and getting your health. Well, with the price, it might even work better. So.
Yeah, it's as everybody who is here tonight knows, it's very, very difficult to make money, or even to make a zero under a publication like this. And we are very happy that we managed to pay a great graphic designer, and that we managed to pay properly the people that worked on this project. But it's not easy, and it's very very difficult. But we are happy we could manage. Yeah.
Great. So congratulations, you guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. You get some. Stop. Yeah. Yeah.
Sind zwei drin.
Is enough drin? Enough.
Enough.
For everyone. Yeah. So enjoy the evening.
Thank you so much.
Thanks. Take care. So, number 5 by Henrietta Attali, Kengo Kuma, Mirror in the Mirror by Hartmann Books, Germany. And we will have Victor Balko to read the jury verdict, please. Good evening. This is difficult now.
Held together with simple staples and with a single high contrast black and white image. Inside, equally unpretentious, is a brochure stitched with black thread into a single signature, trimmed on the 2 short sides only. The content: Kengo Kuma's fascinating buildings, captured just as fascinatingly by architectural photographer Henrietta Attali in the span of over 20 years. The cover, as well as the chapter divider pages, are made from black-dyed, not particularly thick paper, printed with silver ink. In stark contrast, the very thin, slightly translucent interior paper stock features both color and black and white photographs in a cinematic landscape format with an aspect ratio of 1:2. The photo sequences are interrupted by quotes and sketches from the architect, cleverly placed to break up the reading flow. Despite its 268 pages, the book feels extremely light and delicate, due in large part to the minimalist and very thoughtful layout. This extraordinary photo book, which doesn't aspire to be a classic photo book, impresses with both understatement and powerful elegance from the first to the last page. Congratulations.
This is too tough. This is a very tough job to present this. And please, Henrietta, please come up here, and Angelika and Markus Hartmann.
Thank you.
He's too injured. He can't come up. So, Henrietta, this is a tough one to show because it's so fragile and delicate.
It's like me somehow, and Kuma-san.
Oh,
I'm teasing.
well, Kuma-san built a very delicate and fragile building in Frankfurt, which is not shown anymore because it's too delicate and fragile. So it's like this book. Well, is this a type of book that publishers like to produce, like this, so delicate and so harmless looking?
I think we wouldn't have published it if it would look like a normal architectural photo book. You know, the books we like to do are always in between, and for us it's rather, we're a publisher for photography, so it was rather an experiment to publish architectural photographs because we're not really focused on that. So when we got the concept of the graphic designers at Henrietta, with this thin paper and the reduced idea concentrating on the work and the photographs, and the idea mirror in the mirror, where they put in a dialogue, and the paper is so thin that sometimes the pictures you can look through, and it's covered with this varnish that makes it even more transparent. Then we were convinced and wanted to do it immediately.
But there is an explanation on this, right? So there is another dimension on this. It's about transparency, materiality, the anti-object. So the way with which I collaborate with Kengo Kuma, because my background is fine art photography and I'm still into there, but photographing buildings. So in Kengo Kuma, I found a way to talk about landscape without emphasizing on the object. So it's about anti-object. So it's a visual interpretation of his design philosophy. And the lightweightness, the reason why we decide about that is because his architecture is lightweight and my photography is about layering. So it's always, it has many, many layers. I photograph with 4x5 inches camera, film photography, so it's a long process, 1-2 hours exposure time, etc. So it's everything is about fragility and duration, weather, time, materiality. So here we go.
This is,
and complexity as well.
Yeah, I mean this looks so harmless.
Maybe we show it this way, guys?
Well, you show it because.
How about this way? And how about this way?
It's hard to show without destroying it.
That's why you have the box, which is even fragiler, and many customers are really afraid to open it.
We are very thankful to our designers, graphic designers, Koma Amok from Stuttgart. They are brilliant designers, not with us today, but also the co-editor with me, who worked, Aris Kafandaris from Tokyo office. And thanks to Kengo Kuma, who trusted me for over 20 years. We are working together 23 years. So,
and how did you like the finished project? This
I love it. I can travel with it.
Easy, yeah.
Yes, I can have many books and my equipment and my shoes and my gears, everything, and still it's practical.
That's
and
true.
Complicated.
That's super. It's very convincing.
Yes. Thank you very much for the award. Thank you so much.
Well, I did meet him when he came to Frankfurt to show me the tea pavilion at the Museum Angewandte Kunst. Yes, everybody, please give us a little. Yes.
Yes.
Wonderful. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Number 6. Another huge book, Das Bewusstsein des Ortes Kashif Chowdhury, the sense of spirit of the place, Bewusstsein, Genius Loci. Quart Verlag, Switzerland, and Katja, please come up here and read us the jury text.
This small format book made of high quality paper has a pleasantly decelerating effect and is about a harmonious relationship between architecture and nature. In particular, about the impulse to be as aware as possible of the cultural and spiritual identity of places and to incorporate this into architectural design processes. Geographically, the author moves between Bangladesh, India, and Europe. Brief philosophical food for thought is juxtaposed with a photograph in each case. Chowdhury questions the relationship between space, time, and material. He draws attention to the effect of light and shadow, to contemporary and traditional buildings. The text pages leave room for our own thoughts or even marginal notes, and the clear image compositions of the color and black and white photographs are varied. Some of the buildings, including Chowdhury's own works, are represented quite restrainedly by simple architectural details. The book can actually be used quite practically as a kind of guide to approach the more subtle aspects of places, perhaps also to broaden one's mental focus. If you open yourself up to the quiet contemplations without preconceptions, you can enjoy a school of seeing, feeling, and remembering.
Thank you very much. And we would like the author, Kashif Chowdhury, to come up here. And Rajrupa Chowdhury, Beat Keusch, Patricia Dimunsch, graphic, Hanna Welzel, graphic, Alda Wenner, graphic, Benjamin Liebelt, Lektorat, and Linus Wirtz, Quad. Hello, congratulations. Congratulations. Well, this is a wonderful little book, and it was written in English, so you produced it in German. Is there an English version as well?
Yes, of course. It's two versions. Yes.
Two versions. Should have sent us that one too. You can still.
We have 5 each, I think.
Yes, please do so. Oh, ooh. Better check this one, please. Yes, why not? And please let me check. Yes. So how does this book contribute to discussions on the identity that you were looking for? I mean, this was 2 lectures of yours some time ago. Why did you choose these, and what is the genius loci that you were referring to?
Yeah, I think what has been said already is quite clear. But these are 2 lectures, one at the Commonwealth Association of Architects, and the other one was at the Indian Institute of Architects. And in both instances, I was expected to talk about my work. Mm-hmm. But instead, I chose, because these were opening big conferences, I thought it was a good idea to talk about the inspirations for architecture, what makes us create, and sort of what changes our experiences of architecture. And so that's what I did. And then I spoke to Linus, I think back in 2018 or something, and since then we have been talking about it. And to present it not as if just a lecture or just a series of words and images, but really as a sequence of experiences again, through a book, if that is at all possible. Because the architectural experience, to convert it into a book format and an experience through the pages of a book is of course very difficult to do. And then of course came the wonderful input of Beat Keusch and his colleagues. And so I think we were able to come up with that kind of expression and sort of touch and feel that we were looking for.
It was for the show Bengal Stream that you came to Switzerland. Was that the time?
That was one of the reasons, but yes, I've been making books with Swiss publishers, thankfully, and I've worked with Beat, I think, in 2015 first. And that was also a quite nice book, but yes, I've been lucky to be able to work on. I love making books, so that's one thing.
Fantastic.
Yes.
And how do you feel about producing books such as these and choosing images which are the work of Chowdhury, but not only?
Yes, it's wonderful to work with Kashef, but also with Linus, with Quart Publishing House. It's always a teamwork. And Kashef, you said before, Beat and his colleagues, one colleague, the main designer of the book, Ladina Ingold, cannot be with us, but it's very important to mention her. Maybe one word about the design. It's literature, actually, what Kashef, his words. And we try to put it in a way, in a book, that it looks like literature, like the classical series of classic stories or German world literature. That it doesn't look like a book about architecture. It looks like a book you carry it around instead of the iPhone, I hope, and read it.
Well, there's an English version too. So thank you very much and congratulations, you guys. Yes, a big one. Polylemma from Jovis Verlag, Germany. And the jury is now being read by Dani Letgemann, the member of our Friends Film, please.
Seit 1999 bemüht sich das Architekturkollektiv Raumlabor Berlin, neue Handlungsräume zu eröffnen, alternative Wege in der kooperativen Stadtentwicklung zu beschreiten und Begegnungsorte zu gestalten. Sie entwickeln nicht nur visionäre Konzepte, sondern bringen diese auch zur Umsetzung, um städtische Räume zu gestalten und Urbanität zu schaffen. Dabei werden häufig Kunst, Architektur und Stadtplanung miteinander kombiniert. Im Jahr 2021 wurden sie für ihren Beitrag Instances of Urban Practice auf der Architekturbinale in Venedig mit dem Goldenen Löwen ausgezeichnet. Die Monographie fordert dazu auf, den Stadtraum offen und neu zu denken, in dem neue Ideen und Möglichkeiten erprobt und gelebt werden können. Zentral ist die Frage, wie wir in Zukunft zusammenleben wollen. Die vielseitigen Projekte von Raumlabor Berlin werden nicht nur durch Fotos und Texte aus unterschiedlichen Perspektiven beleuchtet, sondern auch durch Gastkommentare, Gespräche und Illustrationen umfassend diskutiert, reflektiert und beleuchtet. Es werden Methoden und Werkzeuge der kooperativen Stadtentwicklung aufgezeigt, die für das Kollektiv in den letzten 25 Jahren von großer Bedeutung waren und mit denen es sich sicher auch eine führende Position in Deutschland und darüber hinaus erarbeitet hat. Das Buch präsentiert sich bereits vom ersten Blick ähnlich experimentell wie die Projekte von Raumlabor Berlin. Der transparent geleimte Buchrücken gibt den Blick auf den Schriftzug Raumlabor und den roten Faden frei, der die Seiten zusammenhält. Die Entscheidung für die Farbe Rot beim Farben scheint bewusst gewählt und verleiht der Monographie eine besondere Note. Auf dem Cover schwirren die farbigen Buchstaben des Titels Polylemma. Das kräftige und strukturierte Papier sorgt dafür, dass sich das Blättern angenehm anfühlt. Gelegentlich sind glatte, glänzende Seiten eingestreut, die durch ihre haptische Abwechslung eine besondere Aufmerksamkeit auf sich ziehen. Die Balance zwischen Texten, Fotos und Illustrationen ist gelungen. Die Fotos ergänzen und verdeutlichen den Inhalt auf anschauliche Weise. Besonders positiv ist die Tatsache, dass auf den meisten Fotos zu sehen ist, wie Menschen zusammenkommen, gemeinsam aktiv werden, experimentieren oder einfach den neuen Raum erleben. Ein Buch, das nicht nur für Studierende empfehlenswert ist, sondern auch einen Platz in den Regalen von Architekturbüros verdient. Herzlichen Glückwunsch nach Frankfurt bzw. nach Berlin.
Congratulations. Congratulations to Raumlabor Berlin. This is 25 years of Raumlabor Berlin. Please come to me. We have all of Raumlabor Berlin here, most of them. And Doris Kleilein and Felix Tocker from Jovis. And Nicole Schwarz, Florian Stirnemann, Anna Förster-Baldenius, Andrea Hoffmann, Francesco Apuzzo, Hanna Lou Verse. So please all step up here. Congratulations. Congratulations. Oh, you're so many. Come up here. So basically, the juror was saying this is 25 years and it's a wonderful book and all students should have it, of architecture and architects as well. And he was going on about the importance of the type of developments you have been going on about. So please tell us, how did this happen that you worked together, and what did you decide to do with 25 years of work? Raumlabor, everybody knows, but what does it mean to put it in a book? Who wants to say?
I can start. We jumped into that project a few years ago. I think we started in 2019, actually, around about.
And then came COVID,
so
yes.
It is not only a big book, it has a long history of collaboration. And but I think Raumlabor started even way before we jumped in. So there were different concepts, and yeah, I'm very happy that this work came together in a book, actually. Yeah. No, because it's a book. I would say it is as playful as your work.
Nobody wants. Is it as playful as your work?
Yeah, I think so. By the way, there is also an English version. You have here the German one. So
well,
it's...
That's what was sent to us.
Yeah. And the English version is not in red here, it's in blue.
Okay. Well, we all know what you have been all about.
Yeah, I think it's really like a walk through our last 25 years of work. You can find really a lot of things in here. I think our graphic designers, Bonbon from Zurich, Valeria Bonin and Diego Bontaniali did really a great job. It was quite a tough job to work with us, I think.
Because of your really good archival material?
Yeah, that's one reason, because our archive is very structured. And but it's also, you know, we have done in the last 25 years something like 600 projects.
Oh.
And so you have to break it down to...
Somebody has to choose.
Yeah, and with 9 partners, of course, there are some conflicts. So it's not that easy.
Modern politics. Well done. Well done. Yes. And are you happy with it? Jovis Publishers? How are the selling numbers at the book fair now?
Great.
Going through the roof, yes? Wonderful.
No, I'm very happy with it also because Raumlabor has a very, very long connection to Juris. You did one of your first books with Juris when Raumlabor was not that famous. And now that we can wrap up like 25 years of work together, I think that's wonderful.
Fantastic. And I have, of course, not for you, Felix. Polylemma, yes. What's Polylemma? What's the title all about? Who chose it? You.
It's being given to me because I'm the native speaker. The title Polylemma comes from the idea that in our practice in general, we deal with lots of different dilemma.
Polylemma.
Polylemma, indeed. And well, because this is about our work, we wanted to put this on the cover already to point out that, right, like Raumlabor is about finding a way through the let's just say through the clouds and through all of these different problems that we have to face in our daily practice, and as such, right, like we have to Arbeiten im Unscharfen would be the German, right? Like there's a lot of unclarity and we need to find our path through that. And it's not always a direct path, it's often it's circumnavigating. But we believe that in those processes, that's where the interesting work happens.
Great. See, it's all in the name. Thank you very much and enjoy the evening. Number 8, a little book, Tane Garden House, Vitra Design Museum, and our very original Giulio Castagnini, please, film.
Freude, ja, nach dieser wunderschönen Jurytage. Das Thema war natürlich Architectural Book Awards 2024, organisiert vom Deutschen Architekturmuseum. Und ich habe heute als erstes Statement dieses wunderschöne Buch von Rolf Fehlbaum und Konsorten, The Tane Garden House. Ja? So schön wie das Buch mit seinem Format, Material, Bindung und Gesamtcollage, so auch die Widerspiegelung des Inhalts und der Bedeutung solcher Entwicklungen auf euren Campus bei Vitra. Ja? Tatsächlich, wie wir es natürlich am besten verstehen können, was ihr eigentlich hier vorhabt seit Jahren, ein Feld, ein Campo, wo Geschichte seit Jahren geschrieben wird. Geschichte des Unternehmens, Geschichte und Gegenwart der Baukultur in ihre maximale inhaltliche Expression. Dieses Buch offenbart die Offenheit von dir, Rolf, und zu Yoshi und andere mitwirken seit mehr als 3 Jahren. Ja, ich meine, das dauert ein wenig, auch wenn ihr seht, ja, man kann es ja hier sehen, ja, es ist tiny, tiny, tiny oder nicht so groß, aber da hängt Kultur, Geschichte und vor allem sehr, sehr viel Arbeit im Detail. Ja, ein fantastisches Werk, genauso wie die Publikation es geworden ist. Ja, eine Collage an Statements, an Zeichnungen, an Prototypen. Genius Loci mit Grip auf nachhaltige Erinnerung, somit für uns und für euch Geschichte pur. Bravi, Komplimenti.
So, congratulations, Giulio saying took such a lot of work. This little house, and it shows in the book, and that's what's typical of Rolf Fehlbaum and his people at Vitra Design Museum. And we have Thorsten Romanus, the designer, and Dominik Jan, head of audience and media of Vitra. Please come up here. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations. Who's who?
I'm Dominic.
I'm the graphic designer and Thorsten. Well, that's clear. So, it's a tiny house, it's a tiny book, and tell us the story of this little book, please.
Yes, I mean, as like many projects that come out of the Virtual Design Museum.
A microphone is missing, sorry, yes, there we go.
So yeah, like many projects that we do at the Virtual Design Museum, and especially when they're connected with architecture, they're often connected to the architecture on our campus. And as with all the projects that Rolf has realized on the campus, this came out of a specific need. So this came out of the need for a space for the gardeners that take care of the garden house. And I think Rolf has been very fascinated lately with the Museum Ballenberg in Switzerland that many people know about. And so he was very adamant that this is a book and a building that is really reflected in local materials and sustainable materials. And that has really been a change that has, I think, really shaped the Vitra campus over the last few years. And I think that the book is really just there to reflect the sort of handmadeness and the materiality that we find in the building as well. And so we had a tiny exhibition really for the tiny house
inside
in a tiny gallery space. No, not. We should have done that. That's a good idea. And yeah, and so the clear reflection was to make a small book as well.
And the designer was the architect Tsuyoshi Tane was involved in the book.
Yes, absolutely. He was involved. Yeah. This was necessary.
I imagine.
It was really a teamwork with Tsuyoshi, and yeah, it was great. Buy the book and learn something about his book.
It's actually almost sold out.
Oh, my God. You have to, well, now you have to make a next edition.
I think we have to do another print run, perhaps.
I think so, too. How much does it cost?
That is a very good question. I'm so sorry.
Little problems, you know. 30. Well, I hope you enjoy further. Yeah, you should have known that. And this is the last building built on the Vitra campus?
No. Yeah, there's actually a new one that we opened this year. So the Tane Garden House was opened last year in 2023. And this year we opened Kuribari by Marina Tabassum, Bangladeshi architect.
Yes. She was also in the exhibition, of course, that
Exactly,
we've seen. Yeah. So that will be the next book. We're looking forward to that one. And
that might just happen.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you.
We come to the book number 9, which is Thinking and Building on Shaky Ground, on Architecture in Seismic Regions, Burghäuser Verlag, Switzerland, and Dorothee Ader. Please come up.
Thinking and Building on Shaky Ground is a holistic publication about the intellectual and consequently actual options for dealing with a problem. It focuses on being open when considering a topic fraught with specific risks. In this case, how do you build in regions with seismic activity? This monumental 350-page volume in English is dedicated to the discovery that a wide variety of solutions can be found for the same problem, which arise from the origins and study of the underlying problem. Different ways of thinking about a problem, which also includes cultural background and something like worldview maybe, result in different solutions. Some 120 architectural examples from 32 countries are presented in the categories of lightness, quickness, exactitude, visibility, multiplicity, and consistency, and placed in their historical context. Spaciously proportioned pages of text alternate with pages of images featuring historical photos, contemporary projects, and angles from art and history, and lend the publication a lively rhythm despite the complexity of the topic. The texts are remarkably easy to read and respond to the intriguing page layout in columns with narrow head and tail bars, generous line spacing, and blank spaces. The uncoated paper lends the book a pleasant feel, and the thread binding makes it easy to open despite its large size, so that nothing detracts from the reader's enjoyment. This extensive cultural, historical collection on design strategies is a delight in all its richness of detail, thanks to its well-considered combination of calmness and clarity. The slanted O's in the title fonts are a single, small, playful feature which visually reflect the shaky ground and, in their principle of breaking the rules, address a fundamental question of the volume. How can we think profitably about a problem even though the people engaged in the thinking are caught up in a web of narratives and influences that inevitably limit reflection? A successful book about thinking and building on shaky ground.
Thank you very much. And well, we have here from the Birkhäuser Verlag Undine Panett, Lisa Petersen, Sebastian Schmidt, David Voss, Katharina Koch und Nicole Schwarz. And we'll have the author, Yun Fu, on screen. Please come up here. There he is. Sitting in Harvard, maybe.
Hi, yes, how are you? Thank you.
Please. So I hope, we see him. Does he see us? Good.
Yes, now I see. Thank you.
Yes.
Hello.
Nice to see you. Come up here, folks. And so you're in Harvard now? Is that just a poster?
Yes, no, I'm sorry, I cannot make it in person because of my teaching obligations, but I'm very grateful, especially for the citation that says the book was easy to read, in part because it was based on my doctoral work, and I think most of us know how usually difficult to read doctoral dissertations are, so I'm very grateful to the team at Birkhäuser and also to Undine and Sebastian for the design to make it as easy to read as it is now in the book form.
And you're happy with the jury text, and they got it right? They understood your notions?
Yes, no, I'm very grateful. So, I think the topic itself is a little nerdy. I was explaining to our team before, but I think in primary school, for example, right? You have these you solve a problem in one way, and then the teacher says, no, that's not the right way to solve it. You have to solve it in this other way. And I've always felt that it's unusual because it's why does it matter if you get to the same answer? And I think design especially has that quality that there are different ways to solve the same problem. So this book, I think, was a study of it, of course, on a much more constrained problem of earthquakes.
And how was your work with him by Zoom on this book?
Oh, it was a pleasure.
It was very international because I'm living in Paris. Our office is in Leipzig, and the Verlag is in the Switzerland. So we managed it very well, actually, to work all together. And it was very nice because we had like a sort of carte blanche to design this book. And Yun was very so he gave us his entire confiance. So actually, it was a very nice collaboration.
And it took some time, I suppose. It looks like
we arrived at the end of the project when everything was wrote, and so we have to everything.
The content was ready.
Yeah. We have like everything, and then we design it and we find solutions together. So I don't remember how long time it took, but
I think it was very fast, considering the amount of pages, but it was very well prepared from Yun.
And the topic of seismic architecture is not so very new. So what's the new part about the book? Or is there not many books like that?
I'm standing here for Henriette Müller-Stahl. I'm represent her, and I would say there are not many books who make this topic so comprehensive, and it's a long-term seller, I hope.
Oh, a classic. You will still get some profits in the 20 years from now, maybe, if it's such a good long seller. And so, thank you very much. It's a wonderful time and a wonderful project. And I have something for you, of course. And there's enough in there for everyone. Don't worry. And take care. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you up there. Thanks. Sitzt. So we come to the last one. And it's this book, F.E.P. Viana de Lima, from Monad Editora from Lisboa, Portugal. And the jury text will be read by Victor Balco.
Hello again. This photo book.
Microphone.
This photo book explores the radically modernist building of the Faculty of Economics at the University of Porto, the FEP, built in the 1960s by Alfredo Viana de Lima. It's a softcover book with a lay-flat spine. Don't lose the pages.
And something special.
Yeah, coming to that. And in its flaps we find a short text by the architect from 1969, technical drawings of the project, and a brief essay. The rest of the 96-page publication consists solely of photographs. The bound pages feature high-contrast black and white images, while loose sheets,
very loose,
smaller in size, are printed on one side with color photographs. This artistic technique, creates a striking effect. At first glance, it's quite difficult to tell where the inserted image ends and the underlying one begins. This creates a fascinating interplay of light and shadow, form and color, and with each new spread, the book takes the reader deeper into the world of an architect renowned in his country, but less known internationally, yet. The dense, at times expressive visual language offers a welcome contrast to the contemporary trend of clean, almost sterile commercial architectural photography.
Well, this is a tricky book.
It is.
It's not for presentation.
It's worth it, though. This book takes the reader on a contemplative, if not meditative journey, and is a love letter to both a specific place and a particular time. Congratulations.
I will stop. Congratulations. And we have the publishing, Daniela Sa and João Carmo Simões, publishers and photographers. And we have the Portuguese Minister of Culture, Mrs. Dalila Rodrigues, who just came by plane. Which is congratulations. Congratulations. So where's the Swiss cultural minister actually? Well, so this is a wonderful book which is very hard to present. The photos are exceptional, and you told me there's another one of yours back there with equal type of photographs, which the jury did not choose, but this one is wonderful. So please tell me about your approach to making these kind of books.
So this is, you didn't see everything, so...
I didn't dare. You can do
Here,
it.
no,
I hold the microphone, you do it.
Here you have the flaps with the drawings and some text.
Yeah.
So the book is all about the pictures, so it's a photo book. We decided to separate these two languages. The photographs...
Don't leave. Please, we need you for the last word. Oh, okay. Okay, you need some wine first. Okay. Yeah.
So then you have a clear photo inside, and we have this approach to the black and white, but at some point is missing something. But the black and white is all about the light that this building has in a very particular way. So these inserts are some tips on the colors and the materials that are important to understand the building. So this is a very try to feel the building and how we can show this work of Incredible from the 60s.
Mm-hmm. Which we all love nowadays, yes?
I hope so.
And what's your approach to making books about the faculties of the 60s?
Yes, so it's a building with already half a century. And we feel that as a kind of a mission to always underline quality. And quality is a long time, is an eternal thing. So we are very happy to your acknowledgement of this building in Porto, designed by a not already international known architect, Viana de Lima. It is, although, like a silent reference for many Portuguese architects. So everyone we talked about, so we are doing this book on Viana de Lima's building on FEP. And say, oh, great, I love that building. But it is not very well known. So our mission is also to share references for us, very important one to our practice. And so we see there as a light point also to the future and to our practice. So we are very happy to make this book possible. And thank you for your performance. Of course, this book enables movement, and it is also, yes, of course. And we think, we thought this book, of course, that we explore this cover thing, that we have all the contents that are not images on evolving the photographs to preserve the photographic essay. And that is a very important thing to us. It is an essay with an author, so it is not a panoramical and neutral view one. So it's very focused on transmitting a character of space and an intention of the architect. So, and also because of that, we have the drawings of the building that we redone it in CAD, because they were hand drawing, very beautiful one, but we made it in CAD to be more connected with our practice. So to looking at drawings, oh, this could be, of course, built yesterday, even though it is half a century. And also we dig in the archives to find architect's voice. So we got project's memory, where the architect in a bit ancient language, kind of a discourse from the 60s in Portuguese, to see, to hear and to be able to read the architect's ideas and aims that are expressed in this building that now are available to everyone to learn and to experience. Yeah.
Wonderful.
There is another thing, that is this building was made during our dictatorship, so it's a completely incredible building that it's not common and it's not allowed to do it, and it's a very free building, so it's about that as well.
Thank you very much, and congratulations, and take care, and give the poor minister a glass of wine and cure her voice. And thank you very much. That was it. All the short list is there and all the other books, and enjoy. We'll have something to eat and drink now. So thank you very much. Albert, please come here, Albert.